in South Croydon.
There's a number 83 out in a doggies jumper out there, so Tim Fitzsimons, he'll keep us up to date with what that jumper change is. But we're not too far away here. It's a big clash. It's a Division 1 qualifying final. It's Doncaster taking on South Croydon out at Bayswater Oval. Get down here if you can. First siren. Here's Brad Henderson to take us away.
Yeah, we've got the battle you wanted, Brash, to start off. Max King against big Frankie McKenzie in the ruck, and it's McKenzie who wins the first tap down. Got it to Fogarty. Now Anarchis out of the middle. That didn't take long for Anarchis to start to have an impact. Crowell's defensive handball got it away to Anderson. Anderson kicks up towards the wing position. Vanderhaar takes possession for Doncaster and concedes some ground with the kick. Cooper's there for South Croydon. Got the handball away to Rosier. Close to that boundary line on the outer side. Anarchis there going to ground. Nothing in that though. Jones got the little handball away to King, and it's been taken over the boundary line for a throw-in, where we cross down now to Tim Fitzsimons.
It's Dan. Good afternoon, gents. Nick Molnar is wearing the number 83 Guernsey for South Croydon this afternoon.
Yeah, Nick Molnar was number 41.
Thanks very much there to Dan Sensick. Dan and Tim Fitzsimons riding the boundary this afternoon, as the umpire will try that one again. Couldn't get enough muscle into the boundary throw-in. So King and McKenzie both have had terrific seasons for their respective clubs in the ruck this year. McKenzie won the tap. Sia Cavallis just watches the ball to the boundary line and over once again. No score thus far.
Really important player to coming back in that lineup this afternoon, James Cavallis. Just one of those players that slots beautifully into that full back line, a really important line for the Doncaster team.
So the umpire throws the ball back in. It was nicely done there by King. Knocked it down straight into the arms of Molnar. He got dispossessed of the football. King goes after it again. Ball right up against that boundary line. Expect another stoppage. Umpire comes in and will ball it up.
The one thing you're going to get in this game is that there'll be no shortage of stoppages. They both hit each other pretty hard, these teams.
Well, the ball hit the deck. Going over the top of it there was Marn. He couldn't quite trap it. Cox got dispossessed of the football. He had some support in there. Inside forward 50, the kick goes goalward. It might have actually gone through. No, it's just gone to the left, and that was Jaden Cass on the left boot to get the first score on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. It took 2 minutes. South Croydon have the lead by that solitary behind.
There won't be much dry weather football being played here today. It's going to be down, get down and dirty.
Sia Cavallis to bring the ball back in. Usually a very good user of the footy. That was a dangerous kick in though, and a fair bit of holding on in the marking contest, and it's going to go the way of the Bulldogs, and the free kick will go to Rosier, who you mentioned in the pre-match, Brash. He's kicked a lot of goals this year, over 30 goals for the season, I think. And one of 5 players who have kicked a lot of goals this year for the Bulldogs, over 20 goals. So off target there, the kick by Rosier. Didn't spend too much time over it, and minor score. South Croydon 2 behinds. Doncaster are yet to score. And once again, Sia Cavallis will bring the ball back in, and I dare say he'll probably pick a safer option this time. He kicks to Malloy, but the umpire says that he overstepped the white line then. So
you don't say that too often, do you?
No, and he's a veteran, Sia Cavallis, so no excuse really for a fundamental error like that.
But South Croydon's zone is very, very intimidating with the way they've set up.
Umpire throws it up. It's in the goal square. Who can get boot to ball? Players crash in. Finally, the kick comes out of the pack. Very high, towering kick.
Oh,
what a mark.
Nice.
Wonderful mark taken by Vanderhaar. Judged that beautifully. Showed a lot of courage as well. And any mark like that in these conditions is a good one with the slippery ball, as Vanderhaar's kick finds Monks at half-back. James Monks, lively forward for Doncaster. Neat kick, and he finds Jack Marn on true wing position. Doncaster looking pretty steady at this stage as they move the ball forward.
So Marn right in front of the broadcast position, and the grandstand kicks it up towards the half-forward line. Out in front and taking a solid mark there for Doncaster was Harry Conway. He's looking left. He's electing to go forward now. It's an absolute shocker off the boot. It's a bouncing football. Nicely trapped there by Jones. Got the handball away, but he got dispossessed. Marn was in there. He's had a few early touches here for Doncaster. Snap around the body by Fogarty, but it was chopped off right at the top of the goal square there by Dale Walker. So the Dogs a chance to get themselves out of this danger zone. Shaw passes on. Mark's been taken by Jones. So Jones on the right boot goes out towards the half back line. A little tunnel ball action worked out okay. Rosie got the handball away. Now they're linking up okay here, the Dogs. Here's Cox on the right boot up towards the half forward line. They look to have a spare player free that the ball did wrong and on them. Hartwig was there for the Sharks just to chop it off and take and spear a good little pass in, and as it goes in towards the middle of the ground, Marn was the target there. It was knocked away from him. Malloy at the fall, he went after it again. Right on his hammer where there was Molnar. It scoots out wide. Doncaster backwards to go forward style. Whelan on the left boot kicks it very close to the boundary line. Almost thought that might have gone out of bounds on the full, but it was just touched. Let's cross down boundary side to Tim Fitzsimons.
Yeah, interestingly here for Doncaster, McKenzie already having a break. It's a bit interesting seeing the tall man come off the ground this early. I think the conditions might definitely be playing a part. Doncaster probably looking to go a bit smaller and playing the conditions a bit better.
Well, thank you, Tim. And in Mackenzie's absence, it's Nick Coleman going up in the ruck against King. Anderson, did he cop a high one? Just ducks and buckled at the knees in the tackle, but the umpire said it wasn't high from Fogarty, and he'll throw it up. King wins the tap, doesn't travel far though, and over the boundary line for another throw-in.
Harry Cott's around the grounds on the score centre.
Yes, the game's underway. Third Division Seniors semi-final. Number 1, Baronia Heathmont. It's Baronia 1 goal straight, 6 to Heathmont, 1 behind, 1 point.
And I'll chime in as well. Upper Ferntree Gully have kicked the first goal against Doncaster East this afternoon as well.
Coleman flew high there in the ruck and won the tap. Anderson's handball along the boundary. Ramboldi, the hero, of course, with that last-minute goal earlier in the season against South Croydon. Angelo Ramboldi, and his kick was hugging the boundary there, and once again over the line.
At the moment, there's no hard tag on Anarchis, which is quite surprising. He goes forward and McDonald goes to him, but otherwise no hard tag.
Umpire throws it in. King wins the tap down. Well played by Dan King this time, slid out the handball, finishes up in the hands of Cass. Cass got it to Rosier, a little underground kick by Rosier, missed his target. Molnar went crashing in and got knocked to ground. Sia Cavallis gathered it in beautifully, shared it with Vanderhaar, and then to McGarnis, who was immediately tackled by Tucker, and Tucker doing a good job there to force another ball up.
I think you're right, Dave. There's going to be a lot of stoppages this afternoon.
Knocked away by Schimmelbusch. A lot of players around this footy again. King throws it on the boot, belts it forward. Bounces in the direction there of his teammate in Birch. A little bit of holding on, and the free kick will go to Doncaster. So the Sharks will clear. And they, it looks like Whelan there for Malloy, in fact it is. David Malloy's kick to half-back. Monks takes the mark, and we'll see Doncaster up towards the wing position, a low kick, but Cox is there and had that kick well scouted for the Bulldogs.
And he chopped it into the middle of the ground where Anderson was there on the right boot. They're working across the face of the goal face here. Here's Jones on the right boot across the other side of the ground. They slowed it down. I thought they were off to the races here, the Bulldogs, as he goes forward, inside forward 50. It was a good kick. Doncaster did have the numbers, but at the fall, the ball scooped upon nicely there by King on the left boot. It's got too much curl on it though, and it goes through for 1 behind. It was Maxi King there. So on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, it's all the Dogs at the moment. 8 minutes in, they've got 3 behinds for 3 scoring shots.
They've actually moved the ball down the ground well. Doncaster have just turned it over with their last kick. Each time it's been a poor last kick turnover, and South Croydon have hurt them.
That number 33 is Michael King, not Max King, on your lists.
Comes out now, thanks Brash. See Cavallis. We'll just stick with King then, won't we? As it goes in towards the middle, Mark's been taken there, nicely done by Mallison, who wants to move it quickly, but the kick was smothered, so the quick turnover here by Doncaster as the ball goes up towards the half-forward line. Overrunning at that time there was Conway. He might get the handball back here, but charging in from the side there was Walker. Released the ball well, nicely to Cass, who ducked 2 tackles, brilliantly paid to them, speared a pass towards centre half back. The mark was taken by Tobin. He got it away to Anderson in the middle of the ground. They've linked up well. O'Neill links links up perfectly with Mallison on the right boot. Set sail for goal to the top of the goal square. And taking a strong mark there was Glenn Strawn going back with the flight. He takes it just inside the paint of the behind line. And he'll go back and have a shot from directly in front. Comes in now and puts it through. So South Croydon, they've started this game off very well here in the Division 1 qualifying final. They lead by 9 points. They are 139. Doncaster yet to score.
Gee, that was really good ball movement off that half-back line. They just cut Doncaster apart through that midfield there, Davo.
Yeah, that's the expansive run that they've got. Again, Anderson involved in it, Mallison involved in it, and Strawn's a handy player to have running down forward too. He can be quite elusive, so Doncaster got to defend that a little bit better.
9 point lead to South Croydon, 1 goal 3-9. Doncaster yet to score. Glenn Strawn kicking the first goal of the qualifying final as Turner slid it out to Anarchis, thumping kick forward. Chance here for Doncaster. Free kick maybe against Donnell. It has been paid. And Riley Fife there, the recipient of a high tackle as he bent over to try to pick up the footy.
He's just a bit ambitious there, Donnell, with his, or over exuberant with the tackle there.
Not real confident, Fife. He kicks it to the top of the square, but there's nobody there. Back there for Doncaster, and Dylan Marshall safely holding the mark for South Croydon, all on his lonesome. He finds Matty Jones. Jones is spearing past to Tucker. And Jake Tucker takes the mark at half-back, and you're right, it was a terrible entry by Fife. Understand that he didn't think he could make the distance, but just didn't seem to be any plan at all as Mallison wheels around. Lovely kick by Mallison, and he hits King on the long lead on the chest.
South Croydon are playing exactly the type of football that you want on a dry, slippery ground. They're going through the middle. They're hitting their targets with long kicks to position.
Yeah, and they're being able to isolate their forwards the way they are, which is very important.
Yeah.
Poor entries though from Doncaster.
Yep.
Poor entries into their forward half.
22 goals for the season for Big Max King. Hangs it out to the left. He can't kick his 23rd of the year. And just a minor score there for Max King and for South Croydon, who at the moment are doing all the scoring. 1 goal 4. Doncaster are yet to score.
Yeah, they just can't. They can't find any clean ball at the moment, Doncaster. It's all under pressure.
Barry Cott's around the grounds with the score centre as Tyson Hartwig brings the ball back in for Donny.
Yeah, Division 3 first semi-final. Boronia 3 goals straight 18. Heathmont 1-1-7.
Well, the kick's gone out towards the half-back line, but they've got another chance here. The Dogs short pass inside forward 50. Well, they just seem to be all over it at the moment, don't they? Dan Cooper has taken the mark. He'll kick from just inside the arc directly in front.
And that's been that zone I keep talking about with South Croydon. They've pushed like a 14-man zone and they've squeezed it up nearly inside the 50. Very difficult for Doncaster to get it out at this stage.
37 goals from 15 games. Been a major contributor this year for South Croydon. These are the ones they expect him to put through. He kicks hard at the football and he pushes it to the left. They're all going left.
Wow.
In this first term. 13 minutes tick over on the first quarter of this Division 1 qualifying final on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. South Croydon 6 scoring shots, 1-5-11, and Doncaster yet to score.
I think Luke McCormick could be hoping they'd be a little further in front with the play they've had.
So Hartwig brings the ball back in and finds Whelan. Neat kick in there by Tyson Hartwig. So Blair Whelan just weighs up his options. Nothing really on for him, so he goes to a contest. Big pack of players camped under it on the wing. Slick handball by Saville was effective. Anarchis over the top. This is a good build-up. Turner's neat kick, really hugging the boundary there, but he found Conway on the lead. And Conway, the 7-goal hero of last week in the match against Knox, goes very short and laterally to Saville. James Saville's long launching kick. Big pack under it. Plenty of Bulldogs defenders back there to arrive on the scene and help out their mates. Walker there on the bottom of the deck, and he manages to force a ball up.
The one thing I'm really impressed with South Croydon is the amount of numbers that they've got around the contest. They're outnumbering Doncaster 2-1.
Bit of a push out there from Tucker, but he got away with it and then fists it towards the boundary line and over.
And Luke McCormick has already started to throw that side around. Jake Tucker going down, playing off that half-back line.
But one of the other problems is Doncaster have been slow bringing it in, which allows that South Croydon players to flood back.
Tucker had the front spot, they had the numbers. Marshall's handball was intercepted, but they'll work themselves out towards the half-back line. Nicely done there by Mallison, got the handball away. Kick goes forward though for Doncaster. Bouncing football, this might be in the top of the goal square. No, nicely done there by Molnar. He chopped it off in the back pocket, got it away there. Now it's O'Neill, stops props, gets the handball away to Tucker, who will go back to O'Neill, who's under a lot of pressure. Got the handball away to Molnar, just in the nick of time. Tucker was in there as well. Good pressure there by the Doncaster forward, picked up by Fogarty. He got it away to Conway. Conway goes for goal! You little beauty! Well, that is fantastic forward pressure there by the Doncaster Sharks, just to force that spillage, and a fantastic finish as well. Harry Conway gets his first goal of the afternoon, takes him to 24 for the season.
Badly needed goal there for Doncaster, but really good forward pressure. I think South Croydon tried to over-possess the ball a little bit there and paid the penalty.
Yeah, without a doubt. And yeah, it was great forward pressure, and that one too many handballs created the turnover, and then there was an opportunist goal, but it was a very good one from Conway.
Well, it's Upper Ferntree Gully leading Doncaster by 5, Doncaster East, I should say. That's blasphemy. By 5 points, 2 straight to 1-1.
Tucker now competing in the ruck against Mackenzie. Schimmelbusch was on hand as well. O'Neill copped a high one over the shoulder, and Lucas O'Neill will take the free kick, and he's a little slow to get up. I think he certainly felt the full effects of that tackle.
Definitely.
Wants to give off the handball to another Chandler medalist in Dan King. King's long kick, but nicely marked back there by Vanderhaar, who judges the flight of the ball in defence beautifully. Sia Cavallis under pressure. Great tackle by Zippy King. Forced the error. Ball spills clear to Whelan. Knocked towards the boundary line there. Rosier hunts down the footy and manages to force another boundary throw-in. No, in fact, it will be a throw-in.
Very unusual to hear the word name Vanderhaar taking marks in the back line, isn't it?
Cross half-back, yeah. He's had a great year, Todd Vanderhaar, as well. Important cog in this team as Whelan is well tackled. Ball spills clear. There's a free kick. It's going to go the way of Doncaster. And deep in their defence, it is with Whelan, who wants to go across the face of goal to Hartwig. Hartwig, very cool customer. Doesn't panic when he's got the ball in his hands. Good user of the footy. Left footer. Kicks to the outer side. Donnell there against Hall. Josh Hall, Jake Hall, I should say, close to the boundary, and he's tackled over the line by Cooper.
Free kick.
And it's been paid holding the ball, so the free kick will go to...
Not a hair on his chest, but everywhere else.
Driving kick forward, deep into the heart of the forward line there. Schimmelbusch is back there to fist it through for a minor score. And South Croydon move on to 1-6. Doncaster 1 straight goal. It's 6 behind the margin.
They're really struggling to get it out of their back half at the moment, Doncaster. Being manned up one-on-one when the ball is in transition, and this zone is really putting pressure on them.
Well, they're going grandstand side this time. They've changed it up. Hartwig, kick goes out towards the half-back line. Ball hit the ground level, then the kick goes forward. Bouncing one. This might work out okay. Here's Kalange on the right boot. He was a long way out. Which way will it bounce? It's sitting there, and they've just sat in mud in the end. Crowd was back there for the Dogs. He picked it up in the goal square, got the short pass on, and that was okay. And now the Dogs a chance to get out of that defensive zone as the mark's been taken by Alex Burge. He's come a long way out from his usual zone of the forward line. Go backwards here. Crowell dropped what he should have taken. He was under a lot of pressure. Well done there by the big man Mackenzie, who then the umpire said held him for a little bit too long. So here's one of the superstars of the EFL, Dan King, up towards the wing position. A big fly by Nick Coleman. He's not afraid of doing that at any time. And over it goes for a boundary throwing. Barry Cott's around the grounds with the score centre.
Yeah, Division 4 preliminary final out of Walker Park and Mitcham between Glen Whaley, Hawks and East Burwood. It's 1 straight 6 apiece.
Pye to bring the ball back in. Coleman goes up against Tucker. Got a little handball out the back. Doncaster seem to have the numbers here. And Shimmerbush was in there, so received the free kick. Doncaster stalwart.
Last 5 minutes have become a little bit better at the contest, Doncaster getting, but this is hurting the slow movement of the footy.
Matty Shimmerbush, big kick inside ball 50. Kalange was a flyer at the back. He hit the deck and then trapped the football and he was wrapped up. So we will have a ball up 40 metres out from the Doncaster goal line, trailing this game by 6 points. 1-6-12 South Croydon. Doncaster have got the one straight kick on goal. They could even Steven it here if they can get it away, but it's advantage paid here out and they're off to the races here. Walker for the Dogs up towards the half forward line. They're hugging that side of the ground
free kick
early in this game as Birch was in the front spot, but he's given it away. Tyson Hartwick is the recipient and Doncaster a chance to rebuild.
That was excellent play from a defender then to draw that free kick the way he did, because they were outnumbered if the ball went over the back.
Not much to kick to for Hartwig, not much movement further afield by his teammates. Saville takes possession and he's tackled over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Yeah, Tyson Hartwick was a really good play at Essendon Duda Stars. He's made the cross over to the Eastern Football League and I think he's lifted his game to another level for the Doncaster outfit this year.
You can see in the background there's still people streaming into Bayswater Oval through the gates.
Yeah, keep coming.
Late arrivals.
If you're on your way here as well, you cannot park inside the ground, so you'll need to make other arrangements.
Correct. Even though you can see a few cars parked in the ground, but
yeah, they're the VIPs, bro.
Yeah, there is. I think that there is disabled parking and things like that for
they
those.
Can join me in the bleachers.
So we're waiting a long time because the blood rule has come into effect. It's O'Neill who came off the field. Lucas O'Neill under the blood rule. So now the umpire finally throws it back in. Coleman against King. And Fogarty there takes the ball to the boundary line.
I reckon Luke McCormick might be lamenting the fact that they should be a little bit further in front here. 1 goal 6 to 1 goal just into time on. I'd reckon they'd wanted it a little bit more than that.
And I think AT will be pretty happy. That's the scoreboard for the lack of ball they've had.
Yep.
King gets a high tackle there over the shoulder. Free kick to Dan King. And hugging that boundary on the outer side at the moment. Birch was the target over the back. Rosier got the handball away. And Schimmelbusch there takes it to the line in front of Frank Anderson, who hasn't been able to have much of an impact so far at the early stages.
Yeah, that half-back line of Doncaster's has just tightened up in the last 5 to 10 minutes, just not allowing the South Croydon half-forward line to run through the lines.
Quarter time out at Baronia is between Doncaster East and Upper Ferntree Gully. Upper Ferntree Gully leading 2 goals straight to 1-1 at quarter time. So a chance here now through Matty Jones for the Dogs, just inside the centre square here. They're 2 kicks from home, South Croydon. The kick goes towards the top of the square. It was a big, strong mark, and he was out-muscled there. It was a 2-on-1 situation, and the kick has gone forward, and a big, strong mark has been taken for South Croydon, and it's only about 20 metres out. Jake Tucker will have a shot on goal. The leading goal kicker for South Croydon this year, he's kicked 43.
That's the sort of mark you want your big key forwards to be able to take, you know, out of the contest. One duke up, got it and brought it back down to the other. It's an outstanding mark.
Starts a very long run up as well. It was outside the 50. Confident in his approach. We're right behind him here and he misses to the left like everyone else has for South Croydon for the first term. So
what a horrible shank that was.
23 minutes on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 1-7-13. Doncaster brethren breathe another sigh of relief. They've had to do 7 or 8 gasps in this first term today, and they lead by 7 points with Hartwig just to bring the ball back in now. He's kicking it out towards the round Baldy direction. Not too sure if that was the right option there, but a big fist over the boundary line, and out she goes right in front of the doggy faith.
I think they're going to have a discussion about how they try to bring the ball out of that defensive area, because it's been held up every single time at the moment.
Throw in, McKenzie won it down, tried to get it to Anarchis, but O'Neill was there to take the footy. Max King slides out a handball. It was intended for Mallison, but a bit too hot for him, and it finds the boundary line.
Yeah, they're not getting that easy second position off the half-back line to set up, you know, the run through the midfield, Doncaster. 7-point
lead for South Croydon, and Doncaster certainly can consider themselves lucky that the Bulldogs haven't punished them. They've missed a lot of gettable goals in this first term. Mann takes possession, throws it on the boot, tumbles it forward, looks for Conway. Conway got the bad bounce though, and Crowell clears for the Bulldogs. And Crowell's kick there just had a little bit too much on it for O'Neill, carried over his head and over the boundary line.
Yeah, this is where the foot skills and the hand skills really do come to the fore, especially under pressure of a final series.
Throw in right in front of our broadcast position here at Bayswater Oval. McKenzie wins a tap down to Fogarty. Nicely sharked there by Fogarty, who drives it forward. Alessi hunts the footy down, taps it on. Alessi goes in again after the ball. Plenty of Bulldogs back there though to defend. Crowd got the little handball away. Now it's with Cox. McDonald steadies with the kick. Kicks to a contest though, and Schimmelbusch was there to arrive and provide some opposition. And then finally Finnan takes the ball to the boundary line.
South Croydon just look better when they've got the ball. They're just overusing it just that fraction there. Doncaster just can't get their hands on it as much at the moment.
Well, it's just inside the Doncaster forward line here in that forward arc. Quick kick comes out from South Croydon. Schimmelbusch took the mark, but it didn't carry far enough. And Mallison having quickly wrapped up umpire Damien Sully to come back in and throw the ball up. The best of the best today. Dan Beard, Damien Sully. Division 1 qualifying final. Knocked down there by McKenzie. Straight down the throat though of Jones, who tried to run away with it, and the free kick's going the way of McKenzie.
Again, slow. Look how slow it is. They're not even looking sideways. There's no isolation.
So Frankie McKenzie kicks it to the hot spot, and he just got to play in front in those situations. Dale Walker has actually done a fair old job so far in the back line for South Croydon each time the ball's gone forward. Takes a strong mark and he takes off as well. You give the guy a rap and he kicks an absolute shank. But this might work out okay here for the Doggies just yet as the kick scrambles towards the wing position. First player to meet it there will be the People's Bid, Maganis, who couldn't actually pick up the ball that time. Nicely done there by Tucker. Got that knock on to his team's advantage. And here's that man Anarchis. We haven't called him really at all. Dan King though picks the ball up in the long sleeves, thumps it on his boot. Great driving kick, but Benny Maganis goes back and takes it. I called him the People's Beard. He's had a shave. He's looking terrific on qualifying final day at the moment. One of the favourite sons of Doncaster as he kicks it up towards the wing position. McKenzie was down low, tried to get it away to Fogarty. Boundary line, beats all players, and over she goes for a boundary throw in.
Yeah, both coaches are going to have some work to do at quarter time, I think, for different reasons.
7-point lead for South Croydon. 7 behinds is the margin at the moment as King takes possession. Handball to his namesake Dan King. Close to the boundary there and taken over by Schimmelbusch.
Yeah, I think what you'll see is that South Croydon will be happy with what they've been able to do, just haven't been able to convert. Doncaster have defended extremely well, but need to work a little bit harder in their attacking area and bring it in a bit quicker.
So King against McKenzie, plenty of holding on. McKenzie won it down, looking to try to palm it to Fogarty. Quick kick around the corner by Max King, and he finds Rosier. So Patrick Rosier too far out to score. Nothing really to kick to, but he's going to get a free kick paid downfield, and it's going to Marshall. So that's a big benefit to South Croydon against Alessi.
He blocked him off the ball, wouldn't let him get past.
Marshall, neat kick. Showed plenty of it to his teammate who couldn't quite drag in the mark there in Tucker. Handball was shot out to Jones. He's pretty good in this situation, Matt Jones. But on this occasion, he was off target. I think it's the first behind that's missed to that right side of the goals. And Matty Jones kicks it behind. South Croydon 1 goal, 8. Doncaster 1 goal. And it's an 8-point lead to the Bulldogs.
Tyson Hartwig to bring the ball back in. There can't be too long to go in this first term. South Croydon and Luke McCormick will be pretty filthy at quarter time, you would think. The game almost could have been done and dusted. They have dominated. The kick goes out wide. Mark's been taken by Max King. 2 kicks from home, South Croydon. Moving towards the Canterbury end of the ground as the ball gets driven long over the back there. This might work out okay. A little toe poke by Jaden Cass. Another behind.
That was great defensive pressure. Defensive pressure then, because that should have been just a little toe tap in, but it was well blocked.
James C. Cavallis to bring it back in for Donny. 15 plays 6, 1-9 to 1 straight. That is a 4-metre pass, but it's found Tyson Hartwig. Tyson may as well have had the kick in. Let's go to Barry Cotts around the grounds on the score centre.
Yeah, Plymouth final, East Burwood, 2-1-13, Lakeland Waverley Hawks, 1-2-8.
Kick somehow found Fogarty, got the handball away. Marn got the handball off. They're under pressure, and the Dogs have the answers. King got it away. Nicely done there by Krause. Snaps around the body up towards the half-forward line. Here's a go. Jones on the right boot. Kicks it, squares it up really nicely. Big fly over the back there by Tucker. He couldn't quite pull the ball down. Nicely done there by Tyson Hardwig. He put his body on the line, and that's what you need from a player in defence, doing those 1%ers. Kick goes up towards the wing position. What a flight of the ball there. Maxi King, he was going against it. That's a sensational mark. If he didn't take it, Doncaster were almost off there. Kick goes inside forward 50 now. McGarnis knocked it away, spun on it. Through there was Tucker, brought down to ground there by Hartwig. He's working so hard down there. Siren sounds. Quarter time out here at Bayswater Oval in the Division 1 qualifying final, and it's South Croydon leading by 9 points at quarter time, and that is 1-9-15. You heard it right, 1-9-15 to Doncaster, 1 straight 6. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on AFL Game Day. The only goal kickers are Glenn Strawn for the Doggies and of course Harry Conway for the Sharks. We'll be back to bring you the second quarter action right after this.